guys, I'm just making a quick video. I'm not sure how quick it's gonna actually be, showing off how to install the Eldergleam mod pack that was shown in my YouTube video over here from 4 months ago. And this is from the request of the Bozian Kanu. I'm not too sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. But there are a few things that you need to make sure you have before you go through the installation. So here's the Nexus mod page for the mod pack. I'll put a link in the description just in case you're having trouble finding it. But this should detail the requirements, some details about the mod pack. So if you want to just read through that, if you get stuck with anything that I don't go over in this video, or if you haven't seen the mod pack in action and are curious, there's a trailer over here and an introduction with a list of features and requirements. So first of all, you need a legal copy of Skyrim on Steam. You need to have it updated to the latest available version on Steam 1.6.1170. I'm not too sure if they updated it after that, or if it should still work though, because I think when you install it, it downgrades your Skyrim to the correct version. And a Nexus Premium account, which is highly recommended just because it will take forever to install if you do not have a premium account, because you'll have to click through each mod installation. There is a 316 gigabyte of total storage available requirement. That's because you'll need 143 gigabytes for the mod downloads and 173 gigabytes for the install mod list. Now, once you've installed the mod list, you can go back and you can delete the downloaded mods once it's already been installed. I'll show you that later just to clear up some space. Yeah, it mentions it down here. You can delete the downloads folder afterwards. But then if you update it in the future, it'll re-download all the mods. So for this video, I have specifically uninstalled the mod pack, just to show you the process of getting it to work. And it's been a while since I've installed it, and I do remember there being some issues with specific mods like High Polyhead, which you had to download separately and put it into a specific folder. If I encounter that again, I'll go over it in the video just so you know what to do. So the system requirements are Windows 11 and Windows 10 and 11, which will work with Wabbajack. Here's the CPU, RAM, storage, and GPU requirements. Again, there's different versions of the mod, so it'll work fine with different versions. Like you can get performance-friendly versions of the app, and I don't remember which one I had, but I didn't use the most graphical intensive version, and it ran pretty well for me, and I wasn't using like FrameGen or anything. Again, you can watch these videos if you want to go over any of this stuff. Here's some gameplay videos if you haven't seen my gameplay video and would like to see what it's about. And if you have any questions, you can go on the Discord server and they will go over, or they will help you out. So yeah, if you have any actual questions about the mod pack, I would join the server and ask them. I'm not part of it, so I'm not going to be much help when it comes to some stuff, just because I kind of did this on my own. But yeah, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have Skyrim on Steam, the Special Edition, and you want to make sure you have the DLC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uninstall the DLC just to show you what to do. So if you run Skyrim first, it will boot up and you should hit play. This will take a little while. So yeah, if you just hit play and Skyrim opens up and you've just recently bought the Anniversary Edition, God, Skyrim is so outdated. It flickers my screen every time I open it. So if you haven't got any of the Anniversary Edition stuff, what'll happen is, oh, it's telling me, yeah. So exactly, once you've bought the Anniversary Edition, it'll tell you to download and activate it, so you can do that, and then it'll download the content. And you just want to make sure it's actually downloaded the content. If you don't have the Creation Club content installed, the mod pack will not work properly. That's what I've been told anyways. I haven't actually tried it without the Creation Club stuff, but if the mod pack says to install it, I would just go ahead and install it, just so you don't have any issues when you're going through with it. It'll give you this prompt, just hit OK. The game will do its thing, and then what you can do is you can quit out. And just to make sure it's all installed, what I would do is I'd go back in Steam, I'd go on here and I'd enable this if you've disabled it like me. I don't know why I did that. It didn't seem to make a difference. And then once you hit launch and you hit play, if you don't get a prompt to download everything again and it says you have the anniversary edition, you should be good to go. So again, if you already have the anniversary edition and you know you've already downloaded all the content, you don't need to go through what I just did. I was just showing you what would happen if you just bought the anniversary edition for this mod pack and you wanted to make sure you had everything downloaded. So once that's done, what you can do is you can go into here and you can download Wabbajack. Oh, sorry. What you'd want to do is you want to go on this website, wabbajack.org. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. And you just want to go on download. So you can just download this anyway. I'm just going to throw it in here. I'll make a new folder and I'll call it Wabbajack. Sometimes it'll have issues depending on where you run it from what I've experienced before. But once that happens, I'll help you. I'll walk you through it just to make sure everything's working perfect. So it'll run Wabbajack and it'll go do its thing. It'll start extracting things. You just wait for that to do its thing. There we go. It's loading up now. And then you'll want to go to your account on here and get your API key. I'll walk you through that in a second once Wabbajack has started up. So there we go. Wabbajack's up. What you want to do is you want to go into, where is it? Into settings, and you want to log into your Nexus Mods account. So I'm just gonna log in here, and then you just log in with your account. So mine is this. I'm trying to remember what my password is. I think it's this. Yep, all good. You'll authorize it and you'll be good to go. Now again, you don't have to have a Nexus Premium account, but it is very beneficial to have one. And I'm running into an issue right here where I'm unable to click anything on Wabbajack. Oh, there we go. So if you just wait a little bit, it'll close out and it'll log you in. So there you go. I'm logged in on Nexus Mods. Now, like I was saying, you don't need a Nexus Premium account, but it will be pretty bothersome to try and install the mod pack without one, because every time it tries to install a new mod, it'll ask you to download it through the website every time, and that would take ages. So I highly recommend getting a premium account, or if you have a friend who has a premium account, ask them if you can use their login details or their API key. If you want to log in with the API key, you go into, I think it's account settings. I'm not going to show mine just for security reasons, but again, you can log in with your account details as well, which is a lot easier. So then after you've downloaded Wabbajack and you've logged in, again, just to log in, you go in settings, you click on this login button and you put your details in and then wait for a little bit. Try and click on authorize. Mine froze up, but it still logged me in. And then when the login button is green, it means you're good to go. So after you've done that, what you can do is head over to this page, nexusmods.com/Skyrim Special Edition /mods. I'll put the link in the description. All good. So you want to hit manual download on this and you go download. Now you don't need to download Wabbajack again because we've already done that. You'll hit start download and it'll ask you where you want to download it. So I'm just going to put mine in here and I'll call it Eldergleam Wabbajack file. Now I'm just putting it in here just so I know exactly where everything is and I can delete it later if I need to, or you know, just so I know exactly where everything is. So then you go into here and you go on where is it? Sorry, my bad. Then you go into here, you go on install from disk and you click on no, my bad. So instead what you do is you go in your folder, you go where you put where you download the zip file, and if you're on Windows 11 and 10, you should just be able to click into it and hit cut and then paste it outside. That's just the quickest way of doing it, in my opinion. Now, again, you can also go on properties or not properties. You can go on show more options 7-zip or extract all if you have 7-zip installed or WinRAR. If you don't know how to extract files, just do it the way I did it. It's the easiest way. So once you've done that, you can click on here to pick the mod list that you want, and mine's in my F drive in here and in here. And then you just want to click the .wabbajack file that you copied or cut and pasted or copied and pasted out of that compressed folder. So then you hit open and Wabbajack will do its thing. So once we've done that, we got to pick a download and a resource path. So again, I'm going to do mine in my F drive. I'll make a new folder and I'll call this Modlist download. I wouldn't put any spaces in it just because sometimes Wabbajack can be a little funky with that. So Modlist install. So now that that's sorted, what you can do is you can click select folder. Now Wabbajack will automatically do the resource download folder for you. And this is the folder that you can delete after you've installed it. So after you've done all that, you just have to click the play button or the ready button and it'll do its thing. This will take a relatively long time depending on your internet, just because there is so many mods in this mod pack. So just be patient and let it do its thing. I'll be back once it's finished downloading and walk you through the rest. Now, if any complications come up, I'll come back and show you how to fix that. But for now, just let it do its thing and it'll all be good to go. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back and it looks like the install is going smoothly. Everything's been downloaded and now it's simply installing the files. As you can see, it's at 189 or 190 out of 207. And the high poly head issue that I mentioned earlier didn't seem to pop up through the download or install. I think I was confusing that with Nolvis, which is another mod pack that I've downloaded in the past, but this one doesn't seem to have that issue. So from my experience, at least, it was simply running the installation and letting it run. So as soon as this is installed, I'll show you how to open up the instance of Mod Organizer that has been installed and have a look at that and see what we can do from there to finish the installation and run the game in the way that we want to run it. Because of course there's different profiles for Eldergleam, performance, ultra graphics and such. So once this is done, I'll show you how to do all of that. And then of course I'll run the game as well to show how it's performing. And you know, just to show that the install worked. But yeah, as soon as you do the install that I showed earlier, everything should just go smoothly. And if you have good internet, it shouldn't take too long. I think it took me like about 40 minutes-ish to get all the downloads done. If you have slower internet, it might be worth doing it overnight. I'm not too sure if there'll be any issues with that. It should be relatively fine. And while I was installing this, I did do a little bit of research, and it turns out there is a version of this mod without the Creation Club requirement. So I'll have a look at that, and I'll put a link of that in the description too. The install should be relatively the same. The only difference is obviously you don't need to have the anniversary update or the paid content downloaded. So the stuff installed. So yeah, that would pull up the link. That's perfect. So now that everything's finished, what we can do is Nolvis actually Wabbajack actually makes this really easy. What you can do is you can just go onto install folder, and this will just open up that Modlist install folder that I created earlier. So this is the Mod Organizer instance for this mod pack. And again, like I was saying, there is a downloads folder, and you can delete this if you want to save your files or if you want to save some storage on your drive. I'm going to go ahead and do that because this is a very hefty mod. So if I go into downloads and just delete that, hit yes, and that's all good to go. So then all you need to do now is hit Mod Organizer, and it should take a little bit of time to open up. Once you've opened that, you can also just close out of Wabbajack. You don't really need to open it anymore. And there we go. We've got the custom mod organizer instance opening. Eldergleam next gen mod list. This says it's not handled to. This is because I haven't ran this instance before. You can hit yes or no. It depends if you want to add more mods to this mod pack, which I wouldn't really recommend unless you know exactly what you're doing, because it probably won't be supported even if you go on their Discord and ask them questions. They might be able to help you. I don't know, because I'm not part of the Discord. But again, I just wouldn't recommend adding new mods if you don't know what you're doing. I'm just going to close out of that. So here you've got the different profiles of Eldergleam. So ultra performance, I haven't tried that one yet. It's experimental, and I wouldn't really recommend it unless you really want to see if you can run it and you're way below spec. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit performance, wait for it to load up, and then all you have to do is hit play on SKSE, and it should work just out of the box. So let's give that a try. I'm going to close out of all of my windows on here just because Skyrim can be a little funky, and this mod pack's pretty hefty. Although my computer is beefy, we've got an instance of Skyrim running. Hopefully it doesn't crash, but who knows with Skyrim. There we go, it seems to have worked. We're getting into the boot screen, or the main menu loading screen. Again, this might take a while. See, it's loading up all the mods. It's giving you little shortcuts in game. Subsequent runs shouldn't take as long as this. Let's just hit a new game just to show that it's working, and just to make sure we don't run into any crashing straight off the bat. So I'm just going to hit skip introduction, just because, you know, we're just trying to showcase if the install worked. And there we go. It looks like we are in. Let's just go through some of the presets, you know, just make sure some of the mods are working, like the hairs and the beards and such. Again, this seems to be an issue with if I go on, where is it? Presets. If I go back here, like, see his head there? That's one strange issue I run into with many different mod packs. You might be able to fix it in where is it? In head and then face part. If you go on high poly head, it seems to fix it. So it doesn't default to that. So if you have that issue, just make sure you run it in high poly head. One thing I will say is I would recommend just doing this with any character you create, just to avoid any issues like that. But there we go. We've created a character, and if we just pick whichever character we went with, it's running really smooth at 240 frames for me with the performance profile. Obviously, we haven't gotten outside or anywhere intense yet, but it seems to be running relatively well. I think it's running smoother than it was before when I made the video a couple of months ago. I'm just trying to showcase the outside as well, just to make sure it's performing well and there's no crashes. Because, you know, Skyrim can be unstable and it'll crash like, pretty much almost anywhere. Let's just take all of this stuff, and there we go. There's some stutters there. That's to be expected. Again, if you run into performance issues, you can always try out the ultra performance mode. Like here, it seems like it's locking me at 60 frames instead of the 240 I was getting earlier. Or maybe that's just a placebo. But it's still pretty smooth. It's still running relatively well. Not running into any crashes. I'm just going to rush to Riverwood just to make sure that we aren't going to crash as soon as we go into some kind of hold. Oops, my bad. There we go. That's the sprint. So I'm trying to get used to Skyrim keybinds again. Usually I bind sprint to shift. But it seems like there's been changes to the mod pack since I tried to use it last time. Now it looks like your default is walk and you shift to run. Unless that's because I have caps lock on. Yeah, I have caps lock on. So yeah. If we just run straight to Riverwood, hopefully it'll be fine and we'll be chill. This looks so beautiful though. Look at all of this. Oh my god. And it runs so well too for how good it looks. Like the performance to appearance is relatively good. I'm not too sure if it is running an EMB. Once we get to Riverwood, I'll have a look. Because you could disable that for extra frames if you need. And obviously, if you know what you're doing, there is guides on the Nexus and on the Discord on how to install a custom ENB. Although I wouldn't really recommend it. I think this mod pack looks fucking beautiful just the way it is. So let me see. Is it Shift Enter or... Well, that's not the one. Oof, that's weird. I'm not too sure how you open up the ENB menu. Okay, so I think it is running an ENB and you have to change it through Mod Organizer, but there is a written guide on how to change it to your desired ENB. It's on their Discord server, so if you just join there, somebody will be able to help you out. But yeah, this looks absolutely stunning and it hasn't crashed yet. So hopefully if you follow this guide, you'll get it running just like I have, and you can set the performance mode to your preferred mode as well. And let's try out some of this. Wow, it looks absolutely stunning. Let's see what first person looks like. Even the first person combat's really good. But yeah, this is a quick guide on how to get everything sorted, or how to get everything installed for the Eldergleam mod pack. So if you did watch this video and you found it helpful, I would heavily appreciate a like or a share or even a subscription if you feel so kind. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will try and help you out. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Peace.